Are we good?
Are we live?
Oh,
What's
we're
up?
rolling.
What's up with our
I don't see
screen?
anyone.
Oh,
Cody, get our shit fixed.
sorry, fellas. Hold on. Sit tight.
Let's go. No one can watch me.
There we are.
There we
It's
are.
over now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Check Down Podcast. I'm normally shirtless Pat, but today I'm festive Pat. I got my ugly sweater on, tighten up, tie-in season. Christmas time is here. We're going to do a little bit of Christmas-themed things today. We are streaming to you on the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there in the corner. It goes a long way for helping the page out. So what's everybody? It's been 2 weeks since I've been on here. These guys did one last week with me today. I got Cody, Lions Truther, a.k.a. I lost 2 games to Pat in fantasy this week, and I'm out of the playoffs in both leagues. Welcome. And then Greg, I didn't even make the playoffs, Gormley down there. So
Hey now.
let's go ahead and get into it, guys. We're going to break the huddle on first down. Everybody at home, if you have a hot topic, put it in the comments. We're going to get after it. But the first thing we're going to talk about, since we're in fantasy season, playoff season, what do you guys think? Is fantasy luck? Is it skill? Is it a little bit of both? Go ahead, Cody. I know you had a hot take on this earlier.
Oh, fantasy is at least 80% luck. I mean, you could set your draft plan. You can, take the guys you like. You could, at the end of your draft, you can be like, oh, this was executed perfectly. Well, let me ask you, you guys that drafted Jonathan Taylor, first overall, the guys that drafted Kupp in the first round.
How about the guys that traded for Jonathan Taylor?
How about the guys that traded for Jonathan Taylor? How's that working out for you guys? Because, I mean, you could have a great plan, but it's luck. Jonathan Taylor goes down, Kupp goes down. I mean, and guys who are drafting, I can't think of off the top of my head, but people are drafting guys 10th round who end up being studs. Like I got Kenneth Walker off waivers. So you can have the best game plan in the world going into your draft, but when it's all said and done, luck's what's going to get you to the championship.
What's up, Bookie, man? Good to see you. Right now we're talking about whether or not fantasy football is skill or if it's luck. Cody's going it's mainly luck because he just got I kind of wanted to roll with him this week. He doesn't want it to be skill. He wants it to be all luck. But at the end of the day,
it is luck.
Skill plays a factor.
Skill, I'm not saying skill doesn't play a factor. I'm saying luck plays more factor. Pat, I would have beat you this week if all Christian Watson did turned around, caught that touchdown. I'd be advancing. But luck
would have beat me if you played Kenneth Walker and you had a little bit, more skill and you picked Kenneth Walker overnight, you also would have won. But you didn't because you picked
no one in their right mind was playing.
You didn't maximize your lineup. All right, Greg, what do you think?
60% luck, exactly.
All right, so I'm gonna go with it's probably like 70% skill and about 30% luck. There is a decent amount of luck involved. You can't control injuries, but like for one of my leagues, I had the option of Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, and I used my data studies, whatever, and I decided to go with Christian McCaffrey, and it's paid dividends to me, and now I'm in the semifinals in one of my leagues. But in general, yes, luck is a big part of fantasy football. You can't control injuries. There's guys that just blow up out of nowhere, that fall, that nobody expects them to do anything. All the draft experts are like, oh, this guy is, valued in the 12th round. You should not take him beforehand. And somebody might take him a little bit early and then he blows up. It's a balance of both. But there is a lot of research that goes into fantasy football. And like I said, I've had some good years. I've had some bad years. And, it's hit or miss sometimes.
I think it is purely a 50-50 thing because drafting, if you're in a deep league, 14-team, 16-team, and your first-round player gets hurt, you're pretty much fucked for sure. That's all luck. But when you're playing in 10, 12-team leagues and you can maneuver the waiver, you can maneuver trades, you can set more optimal lineups because you have more depth, that's where the skill really comes in. I'm in 8 different leagues. I made the playoffs in 6. And I drafted all over different places on the board. Some players got hurt in the first round. Some players didn't. So it all comes down to what else you can do and you can maneuver. So I'm going 50-50, but I do think it could be more 60-40 skill. But that's where we're at. So it is the holiday season. We always talk sports. Let's talk something a little bit different. What is your guys' favorite holiday tradition? So everybody at home, slap your favorite tradition in there. We could talk about it. But go ahead, Greg. Why don't you hit me with something fun?
So my family, like, we usually host Christmas Eve, and we'll have like a pretty big group of people over. So we have like 20, 30, 40 people over. We all drink, have a good time. It's a blast. And then my favorite thing to do on Christmas Day is jack shit. Absolutely nothing. Sit around, drink eggnog, drink wine, have mimosas. And I like to at least watch A Christmas Story on TNT at least like once or twice, full all the way through. But my favorite thing to do on Christmas Day is literally just relax and do nothing, because I feel like it's always all over the place, hustle bustle. It's nice just to take a deep breath and not do anything and not have to worry about it.
Just Buki says, ooh, eggnog. He's not feeling it. I'm with you, Buki. I don't like eggnog either, man.
Yeah, I'm on the you eggnog train too.
It's moderation. Like once a year, it's okay to have a couple glasses, but I'm not going out of my way to go get eggnog in the middle of the summer.
I bet if we went and opened Greg's fridge, he's got like cake cartons of it just sitting in there all year round.
They actually have alcoholic eggnog. Like you can go to the grocery store or whatever and buy it. It's like Evan Williams eggnog, pre-made, high octane shit.
I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, I'm not.
Anyways,
Good, Cody. What do you like to do on Christmas?
I mean, just all the same stuff. Just hang out with the family, drink your beer, watch some football, maybe watch some NBA games, whatever you're into. That's about it. Just having a nice day off of work. This instant whole weekend off of work for me, and I'll be on vacation all next week. Yeah, I mean, just being able to relax.
Where are you going on
you
vacation?
got a big slate event. Oh God.
I'll be visiting our co-host Christopher Izzy in Florida this week.
Nice.
Maybe you can get him to come on the podcast.
Yeah, for real.
Maybe you can
Back on here.
We'll schedule it for Wednesday. Make sure he's on.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So what I like to do, I didn't get to do it this year because I didn't have time to set up, but me and my wife every night, instead of doing an advent calendar, we do a bomber calendar. So we get a bomber of rare special release beers. We open one up every night all the way up until Christmas. And then on Christmas, we normally open up either our rarest or most expensive. So I think on Christmas, we got like a $75 bottle coming, about barley wine. So pretty excited for that. That's a big tradition. But right now I got a kid. So I'm really excited to see presents and how excited she is now that she's 1. She just had a birthday. So she can like actually open some shit now. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
But speaking of gifts, what is the best gift you guys have ever received? Blowjobs count. Cody, go first.
I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth. No, oh man, best gift I've ever received. I mean, I was hype. I don't remember what age I was, but I was hype as shit when I got my first Xbox 360. I remember I got that thing, and I don't think I slept for 3 days after that. I was up, playing Halo, playing whatever Madden was out that year. That was probably the one that comes to mind.
Wait, Cody, how old are you?
I am the peak age of 25.
Oh, damn. That makes me feel fucking old.
So this was probably about, so it's probably 11 or 12 this had to be. So we're probably talking about 13, 14 years ago. Ish.
Damn.
All right, Greg, what was your favorite present?
So this is how you're gonna know I'm fucking old. So back when I was like probably 8, maybe 9 years old, I got a Sega Genesis for Christmas, and I was so stoked about it. It came with like this one game. It was called the 6-Pack, and it had like all these different games, including like I think it was Streets of Rage was on there, Golden Axe. There was like a couple of my favorite old school games, and oh my god, I loved that Sega so much. I played the shit out of it for so long. It was truly probably the best gift I ever got.
Dude, I'm going to video game system too. I got the Wii that year when they first came out, and it was super hard to get. And I thought it was so cool that you could move and play. So I got ping pong was like the number one game that I played. And I remember my mom came downstairs at the end of Christmas. She's like, how is it? And I'm just dripping sweat because I really thought in order to play, like you really had to move. But if that was before you could just play like this, I really thought you had to like do the full shit. So I'm like dripping sweat. So mine was definitely the Wii.
I'll never forget the year I got Guitar Hero either for my PS2. That was a good one.
Guitar Hero, that was a game, man.
Many sleepless nights playing that one.
That was a good party game. Have a lot of people over. A lot of people could play that game.
Carpal tunnel.
Let's go ahead and get back on the football track. We're going to do something a little different for you guys. And if you guys are at home and you're listening, you can feel free to answer these questions in the comments as well. We're going to do some would you rather. So I'm going to give you a would you rather scenario and you pick which one you want. Okay? So the first one I have on here is for Cody. Cody, would you rather have Rodgers win another ring in Green Bay, but then the Packers never win another Super Bowl? Or would you rather have Rodgers win a ring with the Bears, but the Packers have a chance every year?
So Green Bay just never wins one ever again?
Never again.
So for the rest of my existence and the rest of the team's existence, they never win another one.
For the rest of your existence, they do not win another one.
Oh, he can go win one with the Bears.
He can win one with the Bears?
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. What about the Lions or the Vikings? Do you have a hatred for
I would prefer him win one with the Lions. I mean, as you could tell. But I mean, to get one ring to never win one again, you can go win with the Bears. I don't care for the guy that much anymore. So.
Okay. Well, sometimes it's hard to see. You're like probably your second or greatest quarterback of all time from your team winning another Super Bowl with somebody else. All right, I got a little more of a tricky one here for you, Greg. Would you rather get a good hand job from your grandma or trade Patrick Mahomes to the Broncos for Russ Wilson and pay both contracts?
Oh, man. Am I allowed to forget the hand job afterwards?
Nope. It's going to be brought up every holiday.
Oh my God, Christmas dinner and whatnot.
Notice how I put good in there, because if I would have put bad, then you'd have to lie to her because you'd be lying to your grandma. How was it? You'd be like, it's fine.
Is he extremely drunk when this happens, or like full force sober?
You know what? You can play it however he wants.
All right, I'm gonna black out and get the hand job. Completely black out.
Oh man!
I can't have Russ on my
someone clip that little part out there. No
we're going to. Someone say that 13 minutes into whatever episode this is.
I'm going to be so blacked out, I won't even know what's going on. So I'll forget it anyways.
Oh, man. But to be reminded every Christmas or every holiday. Dude.
I just got to black out every holiday for the rest of my life.
And this is why Greg stopped showing up to family events.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
That was brutal. Why you got to do me dirty like that?
Cody, would you rather give Deshaun Watson a massage or spend 1 hour in a room with AB?
Oh, boy. An hour in a room with AB. I'll probably spend an hour in a room with AB just because I feel like 55 minutes of that is going to be him bambling on about whatever, and then the other 5 minutes is him freestyling. So it might be entertaining. I might get some like viral videos. So if anything, it would, it might help my cred,
Buki,
I mean, Sean Watson might try to bang you, but I don't think AB will.
He's going to make you massages.
I don't want to be caught behind a closed curtain with that guy.
All right. Enough silliness. I got a real one. Greg, would you rather have Tom Brady or Bill Belichick?
That's it. There's nothing else to it. Like no strings attached, no nothing.
Who would you rather have? Would you rather have the coach or would you rather have the quarterback? If you're a GM.
Ooh.
I mean, this is pretty easy for me.
We're gonna say prime Brady and prime Belichick. I'm actually gonna go with Brady because he was able to win a ring in Tampa Bay. He proved that he can go to another team and still be successful. But I definitely want Brady in his prime. Just got to find a coach that works well with him.
Okay, I think I would probably go Brady too.
Yeah, Brady.
All right, Cody. Would you rather debate Skip Bayless or Stephen A. Smith?
Oh my God. I feel. Oh boy. Probably Stephen A. Smith. Probably just be more entertaining.
Bayless, like he's just annoying. Like Skip is so annoying now. Like he's insufferable.
Like, there's some things I agree and disagree with both of them, but I realize the things that it irritates me. Skip Bayless irritates me more. So I feel like if I were to have a debate with Stephen A. Smith, it'd be like us having a debate. Like I wouldn't get annoyed. It'd probably be entertaining. Whereas if I'm debating Skip Bayless, I'd probably want to rip my hair out.
That's probably the way.
Shannon Sharp is going to kill him the one day. It looks like when they were talking about his career, and he was basically called him a nobody. Like, and Shannon Sharp was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like,
yeah, I feel like
I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how guys like Skip Bayless get jobs in sports broadcasting.
Max Kellerman's a fucking dumbass too.
They all
ever on there. He ruined the show.
There's only select few of them that I like on those like mainstream, like big sports channels.
Good Morning Football's got to be my favorite football show there is, or sports show there is. If you're sitting at home, what is your favorite? Obviously, it's ours, but the next, what is your favorite show? Go ahead and put it in the comments. We'll see if we agree. I got one last would you rather for you, Greg. Would you rather go to the city of Philadelphia wearing Cowboys gear or be locked up in a Latin American prison?
oh my God. I mean,
fuck Philly. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still rather go to Philly wearing Cowboys gear. You may get spit on, you may get yelled at, you may get something thrown at you, but if you're in a Latin American prison, like, I don't know. I feel like that could get real ratchet real quick.
It kind of reminds me, did you guys see that video? It was the Patriots fan at the Raiders game, and that lady was just like nonstop, just kept yelling at him, and he's literally just sitting there taking it.
Yeah.
That
Showed
was
a lot
like,
of self-control in that video because I think anyone else would have like at least shoved her away, like if she got in his face.
Literally.
Dude,
good for that guy.
Going to sport.
He ended up like coming out and saying that was like his first like game he was ever at too. Like, imagine that being your first game. You get some drunk.
He'll get hooked up. I guarantee you the Patriots are going to be like, yeah, we're going to hook this guy up with a lot of swag and stuff. So it'll be, he'll get his reward.
Like tickets to the next game or something.
Deserves it. Yeah.
So what's up, Cadillac? Thanks for tuning in. I see you got a question here. It looks like you're in the playoffs. So he says Garrett versus Jacksonville or DJ Moore versus Detroit.
Garrett versus Jacksonville.
I'm going DJ.
Detroit's defense has stiffened up the past few weeks.
Is Mike White back, or is it still Zach Wilson?
Still Zach Wilson, I think. But I don't know. The weather's supposed to be bad that game, actually.
I'm going DJ Moore.
I might lean DJ Moore, actually, because the weather's supposed to be very bad.
Detroit's pass defense still isn't that good. So, I mean, their defense has gotten better, but I think, DJ Moore and, Sam Darnold still have that connection.
Yeah, I've convinced myself to go DJ Moore.
What's saved Detroit the last few weeks is they've got a shit ton of turnovers. So they're still letting up yards and some points, but they're getting a lot of turnovers. So their defense is playing better. But I like DJ Moore too. All right, we're going to go ahead and move into second down. We had a lot of fun with first down. Thought we would change it up for everybody, do something a little different. Second down, we're going to talk about winners and losers of the week. So if you have a winner and a loser, go ahead and throw them in the comments, and we'll talk about them. Cody, go ahead and start us off with your biggest winner of the week.
Yeah, my biggest winner is another NFC North team. It's going to be the Vikings this week. To be down 33-0 at halftime, they end up ultimately winning that game 39-36. It just shows that, even when they're down, they're not out, which come playoff time is going to be huge. I think this team has a real shot to making it to the Super Bowl. And, do I think they're going to get there? No, but I think they have a really good shot. I like the team. Defense is playing a little better. The offense is clicking. And I think Kevin O'Connell or O'Donnell, whatever his name is, I think he should get some serious considerations for Coach of the Year.
Do you think a 33-point comeback victory is kind of like a spark needed to really push a team to the next level?
I think it gives them
overcame that huge deficit. That should make them like a favorite going into the playoffs.
That all that's going to do is just boost your confidence. Like most teams down 33-0, second half, they're just going to, probably just not run the ball, but they're probably just going to give up, probably drop some trick plays that they normally wouldn't run. But Minnesota said, hey, we can win this goddamn game. And they did.
Kirk Thuggins, man, out there just living the fucking life and being a beast. All right, Greg, who was your biggest winner?
My biggest winner was Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're down 21-7 at halftime against the Cowboys. At that point, you thought the Cowboys were just going to run the ball down their throat with Zeke and Pollard. But the Jags were like, hell nah, we're not going down without a fight. Trevor Lawrence threw for 4 touchdowns in that game. They were very resilient. They got that pick 6 towards the end of the game, or actually in overtime. And they overall look like a squad that's ready to take that step to the next level and actually compete in a playoff atmosphere. They're nipping at the Titans' heels right now with that news, especially Tannehill going out potentially for the rest of the year. They're in prime position to win that division and get a home game in the playoffs. And the last time they were there was Blake Bortles was playing. So exciting times in Jacksonville.
I think they made it to the AFC Championship too with Blake Bortles. So
almost won.
Yeah, and they did. And Doug Peterson, he can win football games. So my winners of this week are guys named Brock. I'm going Brock Purdy. He's out there. He's looking pretty. He's doing what he needs to do. He's winning games. He looks like he's going to be able to lead a really good 49ers team into the playoffs. We got Brock Wright, who had a 50-yard touchdown pass after dropping a pass to start that drive. And then I think the other Brock that's a winner is Brock from Pokemon, because he finally got to watch Ash Ketchum win a championship after 25 years. So Ash is retiring. Pikachu's retiring, if you guys didn't know that, in 2023. But Brock was able to sit back and watch his friend win a title. So guys named Brock, they are the winners this week for me personally.
What about Brock Osweiler?
I'm sure he's somewhere. I don't know what he's doing, but I am sure
he's probably banging some hot chick.
Probably sitting back with more money than I have. That is,
sure. He's still spending that Texans money.
Yeah, he's killing it. He's winner too. Winner for him.
Brock Lesnar, another good Brock.
Lesnar.
I forgot about Brock. He hasn't done anything this week. He's been off of WWE. He's kind of
still doing the WWE stuff.
I mean, he's still boning Sable. So I mean, that's like a childhood dream.
Winning.
So, lucky him. My losers, though, are the Cowboys. And they're not the losers because they struggled against the Texans. They're not the losers because they lost to the Jaguars in overtime, even though both those things really hurt. They're the losers because they lost the game, but that really canceled out their chances of winning the division. Jalen Hurts is hurt right now, and he might not play until the postseason. The Cowboys had a chance to play the Eagles, to play the Titans that are struggling, and then play the Commanders. If they wouldn't have lost to the Jaguars, they could have ran house and they could have won the division before the end of the season with an injured Jalen Hurts not playing and Gardner Minshew dropping a game or two. So the Cowboys are the losers, but it looks like Cadillac gave us a would you rather. Would you rather be itchy or be cold? Be cold. 100%. I hate being itchy. It's the worst thing in the world. Let me be a little cold.
It's tough. Probably cold.
Definitely.
Yeah. Itchy just, oh man, it gets me. When my skin's real dry, I make my wife lather me up because I can't do it. All right, Greg, who's your loser?
Sorry, Pat, but my loser is the Titans. They're just on an absolute downward spiral. The injuries, I think, are finally catching up to them. They played like shit against the Chargers. Tannehill's out the rest of the year. The Jaguars are most likely going to pass them in the division. I mean, it sucks. Like, especially when they got off to such a hot start. Variable was looking really good. They still had some injuries, but they were sustaining them. They were being very competitive, and now it looks like the wheels on the bus are not going round and round anymore. Instead, they're falling off. So, yeah, the Titans, it's not looking good.
It hurts. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't even want to talk about it. Cody, go ahead.
Yeah, my loser, pretty obvious one here. It's going to be Jacoby Myers. Talk about a guy who probably got a lot of, we'll say, foul looks in the locker room after that game. I mean, I get if you're down a point or two to play the lateral game, try and score, but the game's tied, man. Just if it's not there, just go down, take it to overtime, give yourself a chance to win. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just didn't know the game was tied. Maybe he thought they were down, but I don't know, man. I don't know how you make that mistake.
That was bad.
Like why? I don't even know why they did it.
That's
That
what I
makes
mean.
no
I don't like I said, if you're down to score, I get it, but tie game to try and do that just doesn't make sense.
That was. I'm surprised Belichick wasn't losing his shit on the sideline, just screaming, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like it makes. I don't even understand. I don't know why Stevenson was started. I don't know why Jacoby would throw it back.
Do we think that was the design, or do you think they were trying to?
No, there's definitely no way that was the design. Belichick would have not drawn up something like that. I think they were just like, oh, we can have an opportunity to win the game. Like Stevenson was like, in the moment, he's like, I just got a 30-yard rush. Like, let's keep this going. And then they just shit the bed.
Pookie said the Jags are 2 games back. They won't catch up, but we'll lose in the first round. I mean, they could catch up. It's really going to come down to, I think, the last game of the year. That's going to be the biggest problem. Is it the worst play in NFL history?
It's got to be up there. I mean, I would have to think about it, but
he asked if we saw the post-game interview. I did not. Did you guys see it?
I didn't watch the post-game interview.
I saw, they interviewed him, but I wasn't.
I actually didn't. I didn't even watch the game live. I was listening to it in my car, and then I saw the replay afterwards. But no, I didn't see the post-game interview.
They said coach told them catch, get a few yards, and fall.
Ooh, at least they didn't throw their coaches under the bus, and we're just open about it.
Jesus, they just thought they could be able to win the game. They thought this was some high school nonsense.
Right, that practice this week in New England is going to be brutal. That's all I got to say.
I do not want to play for the Patriots.
Some of those defensive players might be hitting Myers a little harder this week in practice.
But to answer that question, that might be the worst play in NFL history. I'm trying to think of, like, have you guys ever seen the?
I mean, there's that one.
Did you ever watch the football?
The Patriots. I don't know if you guys remember that one, the Colts versus Patriots, and they were punting, sent everyone over to the one side and put the punter under center and whatever
there were 3 guys lined up over the center. It was the center and then the punter. He wasn't supposed to snap the ball in that play, but I guess he got confused and snapped it. And then just like, what are you doing? You have 3 defenders right in front of you.
I mean,
can't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, those are 2 that come to mind. There's the butt fumble. I mean, those are the ones that come to mind, but I don't know. I think that Colts one has to be worse than this one.
Well, the one cost in the game, the one didn't, right? The Colts game, I don't know who won that game or if that was an injury.
I think Patriots ended up winning because that was 4th down and the Patriots got the ball, and I'm pretty sure they ran the clock down. I could be wrong, though. But
this one literally cost them the game, though.
Yeah, it did. They took it to the house. Belichick, we just made a mistake. It's a very Belichick type answer. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move into 3rd down. We got through all that. This is where we normally talk fantasy. Fantasy season is almost over, but if you guys have any fantasy questions, go ahead and throw them in there. We're going to do some DFS, high-lows, and then sports bet, prize bets for the week. So did any of you come up with a daily fantasy lineup you want to talk about?
Currently doing one right now as we speak.
All right, cool.
But
the game tomorrow is, I think, supposed to be shitty weather. So it's going to be – I think that one's going to be really tough to pick. You might be smart to go, defenses and just splurge on some all-star players.
Running backs.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of what I was thinking here. Let's see. I need one more to kind of fill up my lineup here.
Greg,
you kind of just want to go all running backs here.
While Cody's finishing that up, everybody at home, Greg was bragging about how many cookies he's got.
Got my sack right here.
He's got a nice little snack. I don't have any.
Yeah, I already ate a couple of them. I got to put them away.
I mean, weather-wise, you want to go, I'm taking ETN MVP, and then I'm going to take Zonovan Knight. I like both defenses. That I don't imagine this being a high-scoring game. And then, you can use that last spot for anyone but Trevor Lawrence. So really take your pick there, whoever you feel good about. My guts kind of lean in Zay Jones, maybe.
He's going to be getting a lot of sauce. because Sauce is playing on the outside.
You gotta
Maybe
go
Kirk-
heavy
yeah,
ETN,
that's
I
why
feel
if
like.
Kirk's playing the slot, maybe go Christian Kirk. Get a lot of those shorter passes, so that's probably your play. Yes, I go ETN at MVP, and then go Knight, both defenses, Christian Kirk.
Cadillac says on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did I lose this trade 2 weeks ago? He traded Stevenson and Hollywood for JT, Pacheco, and Sutton.
I would have. I mean, I hate to tell you, Cadillac. I think you did lose. On a scale,
It's not good, but it's not
10.
terrible.
I mean, it's not a terrible thing, but I would prefer Stevenson over Pacheco. I prefer Hollywood over Sutton.
That's just unlucky because you lost JT. You lost JT.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks because that was the focal point of the trade. And like Pacheco, he's been okay, but Sutton's been non-existent. Stevenson's been good.
Maybe pre-injury, it's not bad, but now obviously looking at it post-injury, it's a little worse.
1 being he didn't lose the trade, 10 being that was the worst trade he could have made. Where do you guys put it, 1 to 10?
I mean, I probably got to put him around. Like I said, if this was 2 weeks ago, so JT wasn't injured. So keeping that in mind, it's probably really only around like maybe a 3-ish, maybe even a 2.
But he did get hurt, so he wants to know about now.
Now, you're probably looking at like a 7,
2,
8.
Oh.
If we're looking at now,
wait,
yeah,
is
probably
10 good or 10 bad?
10
bad.
bad, 1 good.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be like an 8.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, you're probably at a 2-3. Now, you're probably up about a 7, 8.
Oh, yeah. Before JT got hurt, I think the trade was fair.
Yeah.
Even though Stevenson was going off, but, Jonathan Taylor was the workhorse of that offense. But once he got hurt, that really went downhill. Good question, Cadillac.
Hey, Cadillac, if you're here at the beginning of the show, you missed a good conversation.
Yeah, Cody traded JT traded Tyreek Hill for JT earlier in the season, and because of that, he lost to me in the playoffs. So there's that.
No, I lost because Christian Watson wasn't paying attention.
No, we know exactly what
The Green Bay Packers always seem to screw me no matter what, whether they win or lose.
Well, actually, and then in our other league, AJ Dillon screwed you because he only had 18 points. And
Yeah, literally,
he
AJ Dillon has scored 5 points. What most was 5 points for the past 10 weeks.
Yep.
And then I'm up 18, and then all of a sudden AJ Dillon wants to have a good game.
And I won.
And you want to tell me it's skill?
It is skill.
Mm-hmm.
I started him. I could have played anybody else. I picked him.
Yeah. Who were your other options to start? I'd love to hear.
Run my ass off. I actually won because of Watson not looking.
See, I lost because of Watson not looking.
I could have played Richie James. He's leading that team in targets.
Yeah.
He would have been a fair play, but I didn't. I went AJ Dillon.
Yep.
I'm trying to sign into my FanDuel right now so we can do the high lows, and for some reason is not working. Give me 1 second here, guys.
You want me to pull them up on my phone? I mean, it's better if you have the screen, but
yeah, that's why I'm trying to get it up.
I'm gonna get it pulled up anyway so I can take a look.
Oh, here we go. I'm on. Okay.
But yeah, Cadillac. Anyway, basically the conversation missed, just to fill time before Packets is filled up, is the conversation was his fantasy more skill or luck, and I was on the side of luck because, like I said earlier, you could go into your draft perfect plan, execute it perfectly, but half your team could get injured, and you don't know what's going to happen. You could have some guy playing a great matchup. You start him over a guy with a bad matchup. The guy with the good matchup, gets outscored with the guy bad matchup. It's all unpredictable. You never know.
Cody's just mad because he got outplayed by me.
I'm not mad. It's fantasy. It happens. I told you. I said good luck rest of the season. I always hope for the guys that kick me out. So I'm rooting for you, Pat. Until you start talking shit, and I'm not rooting for you.
I'm trying to get my screen up here. Oh, I'm definitely going to talk shit. That is for sure. All right.
Well, then I hope Izzy kicks your ass.
Well, he probably will. His team is better than mine. He said I actually
He
had.
doesn't
the
have
worst
Jalen
draft
Hurts
ever.
this week, though.
That's true. No Jalen Hurts. All right, high and lows. Do you guys want to be highest or lowest? Who wants what?
I think Greg had lowest last week. So, Greg, if you want highest this week, you can have highest.
Cadillac says an 8-man league is hilarious because people make the weirdest drops. Yeah, if you don't have like a big depth in an 8-man league and someone's on a bye and they need to drop, they'll drop an all-star to pick somebody up. So it's pretty amusing. All right, Greg, who do you think is going to score the highest total points?
All right. Let me take the under. Let's see what we're working with. Highest total points this week. I'm going to go with... I don't want to take the Chiefs. I'm going to pick someone else. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers. They're playing the Dolphins. I like Aaron Rodgers to pop off. They're going to put up 35 points against them. Big week.
Well, they're not an option, so you're going to have to pick somebody else.
Yeah, I think this is only the Sunday games.
Sorry, Greg.
Oh, that's Saturday games probably. These are all, I think, Saturday games. And then they don't have the Sunday maybe. All right, fuck it. Then I got to go with the Chiefs.
Chiefs and the Seattle. You can pick that one. All right. Lowest points. Cody.
All right, lowest points, I'm taking Washington. Offense has kind of cooled off a little bit, playing the best defense in the league. Just going to be Washington.
Cadillac said it was a $70 buy-in, and I was able to get Jacobs, Stevenson, and Hawkinson off waivers. Wow.
Good for you.
Jake, yeah, that was huge. Your team's got to be real good. Good luck the rest of the way, Cadillac.
Absolutely.
Bob's up here throwing up eggs. Izzy,
we haven't seen Izzy in about 3 weeks.
But he's going to do it. He will. All right. Passing yards. Greg, highest passing yards.
I'm going to go with Dak Prescott. Cowboys. We're going against the Eagles. Tough secondary. I know. But Cowboys are pissed off. They lost last week to Jacksonville. They know this is an important game. The Eagles aren't going to have Jalen Hurts. So I think they're going to come out slinging it.
Okay. Cody.
All right, Pat, don't hate me, but if the news is true and Tannehill's out rest of year, I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans for the least passing yards this week. I think they're going to go very run heavy.
Derrick Henry has 4 straight games with 200 yards and multiple scores against the Texans, so I highly doubt that they're going to have to throw the ball that much.
Yeah, and
so
I think
speaking of highest
last time,
yards.
and I think last time Willis started, I think he only had 50 passing yards or something like that. He didn't have many. So
he had 65 when they played the Texans the first time. So
yeah, so I imagine something just like it.
All right, Greg, highest
You
rushing
already
yard.
know where this. Is it team or player?
It's team.
Team.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Ravens because they J.K. Dobbins has been on a tear. Gus Edwards getting heavily involved. Tyler Huntley can't throw the ball, so he can only run the ball. I like the Ravens to get a lead against the Falcons and just hammer the ball down their throat.
They said he let him pass 5 times a game. Yep, and it was a recipe for success. They held the Chiefs to 20 points, and they only lost in overtime, and they beat the Texans. So we'll see what happens this week. Don't play any Titans players. If you have Burks or Chig or anybody, don't play them. Fewest rushing yards. Cody.
Yeah, fewest rushing. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. Don't have Dameon Pierce. So, I mean, their running backs are, Rex Burkhead's your best option. Titans' run defense is pretty decent, too. And I imagine Houston's probably going to have to play from behind a lot this game, so they may not even rush it that many times anyway.
Cool. Greg, highest sack total.
How do you not pick the Niners? Bosa. It's like, I don't know. Pretty cut and dry. Going with them.
I'll take it. And Cody, the fewest sacks.
Fewest sacks, I'll take the Chicago Bears. They're one of the league's worst in getting sacks. Josh Allen isn't a guy who gets sacked a lot. So I like the Bears as a pick this week for that.
Looks like $1 million lineup. I would say the only one that makes me nervous is this Dallas Cowboys one right here, but we're going to complete and submit.
Yeah, now that I think about it more and more, it's like, yeah, probably not the best, but you know what, YOLO.
Sometimes you have to go with something a little different. All right, guys.
That was the obvious answer.
Anyone have any good sports bets or prize picks for this week? Any good bets for people at home? Any fun parlays?
Whatever Derrick Henry's rushing yards, take the over.
Let's see if I can find a Derrick Henry rushing total one here.
They have Trevor Lawrence at 13.5 rushing yards, and with the weather, I kind of like the over on that one. Lawrence has been running the ball a little bit more. Let's see what else do we have here.
I can't even find the Titans. Mine doesn't even have the Titans listed. So Austin Eckler, 90.5 rushing and receiving yards. The Colts secondary actually has been pretty good. So I think that they're going to be dumping the ball off to Eckler a lot. I'm going to go with the over there. So wide receivers actually don't score a lot of points against the Colts. It's normally the run game or those little short passes or the tight ends. So give me Austin Eckler at the over.
I like Saquon. They have him at a half rushing and receiving touchdown. I like him to score this week playing Minnesota. He's really the vocal point of that offense. So if the Giants are scoring, there's a good chance it's Saquon. So that's not a bad one to hit there.
I also like George Kittle at over 45.5. Since Brock Purdy's been there, he's been one of his favorite targets. And without Debo, Brandon Ayuk's been getting shouted a lot. So I think Kittle's going to be the person that gets the most opportunities. So, Greg, do you have any sports? I know you normally have one or two lines that you like.
I like one. I like the Browns at home. The weather supposedly isn't going to be the best. Browns really like to run the ball. They got Chubb, they got Hunt. They're going up against the Saints. Andy Dalton's nothing to, be worried about. They have Myles Garrett. I don't know if Clowney's going to play or not, but they should be able to generate enough pass rush on him and make his day miserable. I like the Browns to win.
Cool. All right. I'm going to move on into fourth down, guys. This is where we just talk about other fun shit. So anyone at home that's watching and wants to talk about anything, just go ahead and throw it in there. We'll make sure to bring it up. First thing first, we're going to go over our Survivor. Cody, if you have the scores, you want to update everybody on how we're doing because we haven't done that for a few weeks.
Absolutely. So taking a game lead, we have Greg at 11-4. I'm on his heels at 10-5, and Pat, you're having a little bit of a resurgence at 8-6-1. And then Izzy kind of forfeited himself. I don't really know where he stands in the Survivor anymore.
He thought that he won, and then he just quit playing because he knew he was going to go downhill once he lost. So that's fine. I'm going to go first in Survivor. I'm taking the Bills. Bills over Bears. The Bills need to keep winning, and I don't think they're going to do that now. They're going to end up losing. So, Greg?
I'm going with the Jaguars. They're going against the Jets tomorrow night. They're going to be missing a couple of their D linemen, but the Jets have Zach Wilson. He'll manage to throw 5 interceptions in that game and fumble the ball a couple times. Jags need to stay on top, and they need to keep winning in order to catch the Titans. So I like the Jags to win that one.
Okay, and Cody, your pick.
Yeah, man, give me the Niners, getting led by Big Cock Brock. Haven't lost since the McCaffrey trade, and I don't think they're going to lose this week either. So probably the hottest team in the NFL right now. My NFC favorites to go to the Super Bowl. I'll take the Niners. Big
Cock Brock was just like such low-hanging fruit, and it took me so long to think of it. I was like, can't go Big Dick Nick. Like I was like, Big Dick Brock. No, it doesn't work. Big Balls Brock. And then like all of a sudden I was like, Big Cock Brock. That just makes sense. So low-hanging fruit, and it took me way too long to figure it out. But all right. Going to rapid fire pick'ems. Anybody at home? We are looking for other topics, so go ahead and throw those in the comments. First game, Greg, we already have your opinion on it, so we'll go Cody. Jacksonville at Jets.
I'm going to take Jacksonville. I don't know. They just no real reason. Just gut feeling. I think Jacksonville wins it. They've been playing decent football lately. However, if the Jets could control the run game, their defense plays pretty sound. I can see them squeaking out a close one, but I'll go Jaguars.
All right. Cody or Greg, Bills or Bears?
I almost got my upset pick can't even talk. My upset pick last week, right, where I picked the Bears over the Eagles, but then the Eagles squeaked it out. I'm going with the Bears again. They're due for a win. They're gonna pull the upset. They're gonna beat the Bills. Chiefs are gonna win. Chiefs are gonna be back in first place in the AFC.
Okay. Cody, Saints and Browns.
Oh God. Give me the Saints this week. Again, I don't really know what much to talk about this game. Watson doesn't look anything like he used to, and I think the Saints are just will put up enough points to win.
We literally have a team that likes to put hits out on people, and then we have a team that likes to get massages. So we literally have two teams that are pretty dirty, and it's going to be exciting to watch happen. I think the Browns are going to
Saints
pull
last
out.
week too, so maybe this Saints 2 weeks in a row.
We'll see.
Hopefully they'll do me right.
All right, Texans and Titans, Greg.
Ew. I guess I'll go with the Titans. Derrick Henry's going to run the ball. There you go. Titans win.
I would take the Titans too if I was a betting man, but I would not be surprised if the Texans win. 2 weeks in a row, they've looked pretty good against formidable opponents. This past week, Dallas, and the week before, who did they play the week before? Eagles.
Texans have been playing pretty good ball lately.
Yeah, I can't remember who they played. So they've been looking pretty good. And with the injured the last week, the Titans had 8 defensive starters not playing, and their backup were hurt. We were literally playing our practice squad. So if you have an NFL team going against a practice squad, the NFL team's going to win. So I would not be surprised if the Texans won that football game. Greg or Cody, Seahawks at Chiefs. Actually, that's Greg's team. We'll let Greg talk about it.
Okay, go Greg.
Yeah, after last week, it was pretty disheartening to see the Chiefs play football. They just did not look good. They weren't clicking. A lot of turnovers, dumb penalties, mistakes. This week I expect them to bounce back and play better. They're at home. They haven't been home for 3 weeks now. Mahomes is chasing that MVP title, so he's going to want out. He's going to come out and play well. Chiefs will win, but for some reason they just can't blow out teams. Like, they always have to play down to their opponent's skill level. They always have to keep it close. You look at last week, you look at the game against the Rams, it's like they just essentially sleepwalk through these games. It's not pretty, but they get the win. So I expect them to win. It would not be really, really nice to see the Chiefs win like 31-7 or 10, but you know what? In reality, it's probably going to be like 31 to like 21 or 24, and I don't know. Chiefs will win though.
All right. Yeah, the Chiefs this year are not blowing teams out, which makes me nervous going into the playoffs. But then again, the Bills can't seem to win close games, so neither of the top teams in the AFC seem all that threatening come playoff time. Cody, Giants at Vikings. I actually really like that game.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll take Minnesota. I think they ride the coattails of last week. Bring that confidence in this week. I like Minnesota. I like them going forward. Like I said, I really think they have a decent shot at making a run here.
Dumber play last week. Marcus Allen penalty or Myers lateral to Raiders. Bob, you must have missed part of our show. We went off all on the Jacoby Myers and how we think that might be the dumbest play of all time. So that's where we're sitting at now. Marcus Allen penalty. What was the Marcus Allen penalty, guys?
I don't know. I would need a refresher there too.
Marcus Allen was like a Chiefs running back way back in the day, but
well, no, he's a linebacker safety now for Pittsburgh, I think. I don't know. I can't think of it.
I don't know what penalty that was. I didn't see it. Might have to look it up, Rob, and get back to you next week. Boogie said, would an NFC or AFC team win the Super Bowl?
NFC, it's going to be the Niners.
So I think it's funny that early in this, like preseason, early in the season, we were all like, the NFC's trash. The AFC has all the best teams. And now it's like the hottest teams and some of the best teams are in the NFC. The Eagles,
Starting to even out a lot
Niners.
more now.
Crazy.
Yeah. Like, I'll be honest. I was the first person that was like, AFC is going to win it. They're the best division. You know, they're the best conference. NFC's trash. But the NFC's teams have been looking a lot better than expected. So I'm actually going to go with an AFC team, though, Bookie. I think the AFC is going to win it, but
Yeah, I mean, I think the Niners are one of the teams that could win it in the NFC just because their defensive line and how well they play. Yeah, I don't know. Like I saw the Chiefs go in and beat them 42-21 and made it look like an absolute joke, and then Niners are at pretty much full strength in that game. I mean, they just got McCaffrey and he was like new to the offense, but man, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
the Marcus Allen was a 4th and 15. He walked to the Panthers huddle and taunted, automatic first down. Ooh,
That's brutal.
That's
It
pretty
didn't
dumb.
lose you the game, though.
That's true. Yeah, you got to go with Myers because it was the last play of the game that the game could have went into overtime, and then because of that, it ended up ending. So I'm still going with the Jacoby Myers play. Boogie says, "Do you think Tyreek Hill will regret leaving the Chiefs?" Tyreek's having like his best season of all time. If we're talking about whether the Chiefs are going to go farther in the playoffs, that he's going to regret it, I don't think so. For some reason, I don't think Tyreek really cares that much about winning a championship, because if he did, he would have stayed. I think he cares about his money, and that's pretty much it.
He's got
He'll regret it.
He's got family in Miami. He's getting his bag right now. I think he likes just in general being the star of the show. And that's why he got his own podcast. He's literally the star of the show in Miami. He's not overshadowed anymore by Mahomes and Kelsey like he was in Kansas City. So I don't think he's going to regret it either. I think he's doing just fine in Miami, and he's very comfortable. He may not get another ring, but you know what? I mean, it is what it is. He's got the money. He's got the attention. He's, I guess, pretty much got everything he wants. So,
yeah, I think the Chiefs are a better team, but I don't think Tyreek cares that much about rings.
yeah, he got his one ring in 19. So, I mean, he's probably like, whatever. Now I can chase the bag.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Cody, different opinion?
I don't know. I don't think he's regretting it at all. I wouldn't.
Good question, guys. Keep throwing them in the comments, fellas. We'll get back to this while we get some more coming in. Greg, Bengals at Patriots.
That should be a pretty good game. I'm going to be obviously rooting for the Patriots, but Burrow's looked pretty good lately. The Bengals have been a very solid team. Like Pat says, they're so good at making those second half adjustments. I don't know how they do it. Like in last week against the Bucs, they were down 17-3 at halftime, and they just came out and kicked the shit out of the Bucs in the second half. I like the Bengals to continue grooving, and they're going to beat the Patriots.
Dude, my hot take on the Bengals is it's their coaching staff that makes them deadly, not their talent. That coaching staff knows exactly what weaknesses are out there. They make halftime adjustments. They have a great game plan the first 15 plays of the game, the first 15 plays in the second half. That coaching staff's phenomenal.
I think it's Eli Apple.
No, I hate that guy. Oh, God. Hope he gets traded.
To the Titans.
If he gets traded to the Titans, you have to buy a jersey.
If Eli Apple goes to the Titans, I will buy an Eli Apple jersey.
I will buy you an Eli Apple Titans jersey.
We'll all chip in. We'll get a GoFundMe.
I will personally buy you that.
All right, Lions Truther. We got Lions and Panthers.
I mean, I wouldn't call myself a truther if I was going to pick them. Give me the Lions.
Did you know the Lions had the hardest schedule so far this year? Like, win-loss rating-wise, they had the toughest schedule. So they're 7-7. They're on this big win streak, and they're playing the hardest schedule.
About to make a playoff push.
If they get in the playoffs, they could beat anybody. Greg, Falcons at Ravens.
Yeah.
Desmond
I'm gonna go with
Tyler. Or Lamar Jackson might be back this week, actually. So that might make
he's not practicing. They're still gonna send out Hundley, but God, Desmond Ritter looked fucking awful in his last game with the Falcons. I can't see him doing much better against the Ravens. Ravens are going to be able to gain momentum, just run the ball down their throat. Dobbins should probably finish with like 150 yards rushing in this game, and Ravens win by 2 scores.
I don't know why they sat Mariota. Mariota wasn't having a bad year, but he wasn't having a great year, but he wasn't having a terrible year. That team was in the race for the South, and they benched him, and now Desmond Ridder looks like they're probably not going to be able to win another game.
I thought Mariota was hurt. Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, I think he got hurt.
Oh, from what I saw, they just decided to start Ridder, but he might have gotten injured in one of the games.
Maybe it was a mix of both. Maybe he got hurt, and they were like, well, season's lost anyway.
Better draft pick.
Yeah.
Cody, Commanders, Niners, and you already picked Niners, so we're just going to skip that one. Eagles, Cowboys.
Whoo.
Potentially no Jalen Hurts.
I mean, I'm a big Gardner Minshew fan, but I think Dallas takes the W this week.
Question. So I like Gardner Minshew. I like his stash. I like his jorts. I love the fact that he bought an RV and put it in the parking lot of outside the practice field, and that's where he lived. So I'm a huge Gardner Minshew guy.
Awesome.
It is awesome. If he goes out there against the Cowboys, who have a pretty solid defense, and he scores like 38 points, and then he goes out the next week and he scores like another 38 points, do you keep the hot hand and do you start Gardner Minshew over Jalen Hurts going into the playoffs?
No, I mean, Jalen Hurts has all year has been, look, he's in MVP, talks. I mean, this is the same conversation we had early in the year with Cooper Rush. You guys were saying we should keep Cooper Rush in over Dak when Dak gets back. But obviously, Dak coming back and put him in, it looks like the good move. No, I think you put Jalen Hurts back in there.
Cooper Rush didn't win a big game, though. He ended up losing, and then we were like, okay, the Rush momentum is over. We can take him out.
Well, let's see. I think Gardner Minshew deserves to be a starter in the NFL. We can have that conversation.
But not on the Eagles.
But not on the Eagles if Hurts is back, no.
Okay. Bob said benched him, then a few days later, he said he was getting surgery. Okay, so he was hurt. I'm guessing that's Mariota that he's talking about.
I think so.
All right. Greg, Raiders at Steelers.
Ew, another shitty game. Kenny Pickett's coming back. I like Pickett to throw for 2 or 3 touchdowns.
He's getting better every week.
I know, but he's on the up and up.
Getting better every week. That's what's important.
It's getting better every week.
As long as he's not getting worse or concussed, he can only get better. Steelers win. I don't know.
You're going Steelers over the Raiders.
Yeah.
After the Raiders, Chandler Jones. So do you think it's funny that you picked Chandler Jones to be defensive MVP of the year? And he hasn't really done much, but he did get the winning fumble/interception recovery for a touchdown against Izzy's team. I saw that and I was laughing to myself so fucking hard.
When I was listening to that on the radio and I heard that happen, the first thing that came to mind is Izzy like chucking his remote across the room and just freaking out.
I could see that.
I would have paid good money to see the reaction.
How many backups would you take over Wilson? Well,
probably a good handful. I would have to think about it.
Bryce backed him up this week and ended up winning. Are we talking Zach Wilson or Russ Wilson?
Oh, that's a good question.
I
mean, both probably still a handful over both of them.
Bryce Wilson or Bryce, what is his name? Bryce Rypien. He ended up starting this week and winning. And they scored more points than they have all year. So,
Russ Wilson. I mean, at this current moment, are we considering Brock Purdy a backup still?
Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy is a backup. Technically,
I'm taking Brock Purdy over him easily. I like Gardner Minshew. We haven't seen him in a while, so it's kind of hard to take Gardner Minshew. But last we've seen of Gardner Minshew, I would probably take that over Russell Wilson. And if we're talking stats-wise, you probably take Jacoby Brissett over Russell Wilson too. So there's 3.
Mike White,
you probably take over Russell Wilson. Bailey Zappi, you may take
Joe
over
Flacco.
Chad Henne.
Flacco.
You're about to see Malik Willis go off, guys.
Some Jordan Love that we saw.
The 6 passes, the 6 for 9. Oh shit! Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you could probably sit down and think about it, but there's a couple that you can make arguments for there.
Right off the top of our head.
Brock Purdy, definitely. That's 100%. Mike White, probably 100%. And the rest of
So
them,
you guys want to hear? You guys want to hear something sad?
Yes.
So speaking of bad quarterbacks, in my 14-team league, I had Jalen Hurts and he went down. I didn't have a quarterback. So the person I'm playing against decided to sabotage me because we have an auction or like budget, and he has like all of his money. I barely have any. So he picked up pretty much all the quarterbacks. So now I am stuck starting Zach Wilson this week as my starting quarterback.
So I'm trying to do that to someone too. The guy I'm playing this week in my one league in the playoffs has Jalen Hurts, and it's a super flex. I forget his other quarterback, but he's Jalen Hurts' his other quarterback, and he only had those two guys on roster. And Gardner Minshew's out there, so I'm trying to outbid him for Gardner Minshew. I don't need Gardner Minshew, but just as a sabotage move.
Yeah, he literally has 6 quarterbacks on his bench right now, and I'm sitting there like, God damn it, like I can't do anything.
And
I've been riding the Brock Purdy coattails in that league the past few weeks.
I mean, the weather is going to be shitty, but who knows? Maybe that's when he shines. Maybe maybe Garrett Wilson will take a couple slant routes to the house, and you'll have a ton of points.
Yeah, I'm really just hoping for like if he can get 15 points, I'd take that. Like I don't need much more than that because my team's pretty good. But yeah, that's the situation I'm in. Speaking of bad quarterbacks.
Well, I had a 2 QB league. I had Trey Lance. I had Carson Wentz. They both got hurt. I then had Jimmy Garoppolo. He got hurt. So now I'm sitting with Brock Purdy. And my other quarterback's Tua. So I at least had Tua, but everyone else that I had got hurt. Oh, no, I had Matt Stafford. And then I ended up trading for Tua. So bad 2 QB league there. Cody, Packers and Dolphins.
As much as I would love to pick Green Bay and keep these playoff chances alive, I'm going to have to go Miami. They're just the better team.
Hasn't Miami lost like 3 games in a row or something, though?
Yeah, but Miami's a pretty good running team. Green Bay's letting up over 5 yards a carry. Green Bay's this year has been pretty bad from playing behind, and I imagine they're going to be playing from behind this game. Like I said, I wish they can pull off the W. I hope they pull off the W, keep these playoff chances alive, but I don't see it happening.
Okay. Greg, Broncos at Rams.
Oh, God, this is absolutely awful. This is a Christmas Day game, too. Like, ugh. Guess people are going to be spending more time with their family this year.
I think that's the point to, don't watch the TV, speak with your family.
We're gonna throw Russ against Baker Mayfield on Christmas Day, and you make the decision. Yeah, fuck. Give me the home team, whoever that is. I guess that's the Rams.
This game reminds me. I want to add a loser of the week, and that is the hopes of all Rams fans. After last week, they're like, "Oh, Baker, game-winning touchdown drive," probably got all excited, and then this week, just a total shit the bed. So.
Yeah.
Go to Baker. We got a question here from Click. Who wins semifinals? Team 1, Mahomes, Adams, Christian, Watson, Eckler, Connor, Kittle, Garrett Wilson, Pats D. Or Brady, Hill, Metcalf, Dalvin Cook, McKinnon. McKinnon scored a lot of points recently. Kelsey, Pacheco, Chiefs D.
I think Mahomes has him in fantasy.
That person's running McKinnon, Kelsey, Pacheco, and the Chiefs D.
I'm going team 1.
I'm going team 1 too, just based on that's a lot of Chiefs players and a lot of Chiefs. If something goes wrong in that game against the Seahawks for some reason, the Seahawks like to run the ball and they eat clock, and then the Chiefs don't have enough possessions. That's going to be tough. I'm going team 1.
Too many apples in one basket there for team 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the game script could favor the Chiefs, so that could benefit team 2. But I like Adams, I like Connor, Eckler. Like the team 1 has a much more balanced, attacking team. It seems like versus team 2.
Yep, we're going team 1. Click. Okay, Greg, Buccaneers at Cardinals.
Bucks. Cardinals are going to be with Trace McSorley in that game. They already ruled out Colt McCoy. I love Trace McSorley. I loved it when they were doing all the TikToks about him.
I didn't even know they were doing TikToks about him. So
he had like a whole song or something. Like it was pretty fucking funny. I gotta find him, pull it up or something. But
we'll get that
Bucks
next
win.
week.
They're trying to win the division. Yeah.
Okay. That whole NFC South is trash. Cody, last game, Monday night game, you got Chargers at Colts and score the game.
Chargers at Colts score the game. I'm going to go Chargers. Colts announced that Nick Foles will be the starter, and he hasn't played hasn't took a snap in a couple years now. Score 31-17.
31-17, so 48 points. All right. That's all I got, guys. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about going forward? Anything else fun? Anyone else at home that has something they want to put in the comments we can chat about for today?
I mean, I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm tapped out. It's been a crazy week with all the holiday stuff and whatnot. So,
all right, guys. So everyone at home, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, helping the channel out, keeps us going. Eventually, we're gonna get our social media shit working, so that'll also be able to follow that when we get it going. But next Wednesday, we'll be back. So have a good holiday. Spend time with your family, your loved ones. Get drunk. Have a good time. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.